It's been a really big year for Alfie. How's it been for you playing all that out?
It's been an absolutely incredible year. Yeah, he's been through one heck of a lot, hasn't he? He's had, because he's had the loss of Jade, the whole massive storyline we did with Stand Up to Cancer. Then recently his brothers died as well. So it's been a lot of very heavy stuff to deal with for Alfie. But I love the way that the character always seems to find optimism through that all, particularly with his family. So it's been interesting to play against the type of, all of those very traditionally melodramatic things that happen to him. Playing against that and trying to find the lighter side in those kind of bits and pieces.
Was it sad sort of not working with Cassio anymore?
Definitely. I mean, you basically live and work with someone for the best part of the year and then suddenly they're gone and you don't, and you barely see, because of course both of us from down in London works up in Liverpool, so apart from these kind of events, don't really see her anymore, so it's kind of a bit like losing a friend. Still talk to her as much as I can, but I wish I could see her more, definitely, yeah.
You really did, as you were saying, with such a sad storyline, you really tried to create some really light moments with the characters, didn't you?
Yeah, definitely, because trying to make it as realistic as possible and real people's lives, regardless of what's happening, you will find some bits funny and some there's light and shade in everyone's lives, and trying to make it as realistic and true to life as possible, you've got to play the light and the shade. Because if you highlight the light, then when the shade comes, it's more effective and it hits the audience more. If you make a joke and then you realise serious situation, it becomes a heck of a lot more resonant.
What feedback have you had from fans about the storyline?
Oh, incredible feedback. The fans of Hollyoaks have always been amazing. It's such a tight-knit group of a real kind of family. But the response to our storyline, and also being very new characters as well, was so incredible to see. They're so welcoming and loving, and listening to the responses about the storyline and about how it had helped them come to terms with something that happened to themselves, because I think it's now 1 in 2 people will be affected directly or indirectly by cancer within their lifetime, which is an incredible statistic. So you don't realise how many people this storyline resonates particularly with the personal life, and seeing people go, what you did helped me understand what my mum went through, or helped me say goodbye to my grandparents, or something like that. That's you can't really comprehend how that feels. It's an incredible job.
We saw some nice scenes recently between Alfie and Tabby. What was it like working with Linda Gray?
Oh, Linda Gray, she's an incredible woman. Because she'd just flown straight in from LA, so calm, composed, and just this aura of zen around her. Just a lovely woman, consummate professional. We were filming that whole scene on the outside with Chips. That was in the freezing pour rain on and off through that. The chips had gone cold by the end of it. About 4.5 hours, and just so happy, lovely to work with, bubbly, still cracking jokes all the way through. I'd love to see her again. She's a lovely person.
So Alfie's teaching her to eat chips with a wooden fork. Did you teach Linda anything about Englishness or whatever you want to call it?
Actually, she didn't know those wooden forks existed. That's honestly, when she said I've never tried fish and chips, she never had. And when she said those forks, she went, what do you mean forks? And she looked at them, and she'd honestly never seen one of those 2-pronged wooden chip forks before in her life. So yeah, I guess I actually taught her how to use one of those, which was a bit odd.
So we've seen Alfie go off to America with her. Yes. When he comes back, what can we expect? Do we see a changed Alfie, perhaps?
When he comes back, he's learned to let go. Because he's had both Nathan and Jade go in relatively quick succession. He comes back, he's a lot more grounded. He's still got that lovely, bubbly, fun energy, but he comes back and he's got to be the kind of like the brother kind of supportive figure now, because particularly for Ellie's storyline that's coming up soon, all the stuff with Nick that we're building up, he's got to be there to support her for that. So you'll be seeing a bit of a change to Alfie, yeah.